Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda.
The greatest gift Rama gave it to the world is the principle of Hindu feminism, Sita. The ideal of Sita. One of the greatest gifts, I should say he has given multiple gifts. The principle, concept of Hanuman. Rama was the alchemy. He was the catalytic agent for a personality like Hanuman to manifest devotion. See, for a personality like Hanuman to happen, you need to be an absolute Purusha, an absolute Uttama. Absolute Purusha, Paramashiva. Absolute Uttama, playing within the principles of the physics. Only then a personality like Hanuman can be manifested. Hanuman, who knows Rama is Paramashiva, and he knows he plays within the principles of physics. So Hanuman has to manifest all the powers through his devotion and make Paramashiva's mission happen.
Okay.
Now people ask me, why Rama can't build his own temple if he is so powerful? I tell them, he revived the whole dharma which we are living. So we should be grateful for him. Out of our gratitude, we should build the temple. Not that he wanted it. And if he has to do all that also means, then why you guys are alive? Don't follow all the great gifts given by him. There are tons of gifts. First of all, the stable family of Hindus is the gift from Rama. Do you know the benefits of stable family? Go to every US university and Europe university. Toppers are Indian kids because family is stable. Parents are, they are growing up with both parents. I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasudashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvaditam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamajalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavadhitam Trigunarhitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyananda, everyone. We welcome you all to the 5th day of the Navami Brahmotsavam celebrations. Today, as a part of the Navami series, the mini-series, this small program which we are doing as a part of the Navami Brahmotsavam, helping all of us to become the best possible versions of ourselves, helping all of us to become leaders in our communities and in our role models, taking the supreme pontiff of Hinduism as our living example, and learning from the life of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu on how we can become leaders in our life. So joining me here today, we also have Nitya Brahma Sukhananda Maharaj. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Maharaj.
Yes, and Maharaj is going to be coming along with us for today's journey and helping us have deeper insights into this principle about responsibilism, what it means to be a leader, and how responsibilism is the fundamental backbone of leadership. So as we enter into the program, we need to understand two various things. We need to understand that there are leadership qualities and that there is leadership consciousness. So to begin with, what is responsibilism? Responsibilism, as I said earlier, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism defines responsibilism is the power of feeling. And it is through responsibilism that the backbone, it is through responsibilism that leadership happens in a being. How much we feel for all that we become responsible. All of that will transform into our power. The supreme pontiff of Hinduism defines responsibility is nothing but how much we feel for, how much we carry in our feeling. Whether we do something about it or not is secondary. but responsibility is about how much we feel we are responsible for. Living and responding to life from the truth that we are the source of, and therefore we are responsible for all the happenings in and around us. In the space of responsibility, life only flowers. Any bridge stands because of the pillars that take responsibility to carry its weight, cognizing for everything happening in and around us, because we are the source and we are taking responsibility for it. Yes, Brahmasukha Maharaj, could you give us a practical, like, day-to-day life examples about how we are actually responsible for certain things in our life, and how when we start expanding, it's just that the supreme point of Hinduism beautifully explains, right, that we are already integrated. It's just what we are integrated to. And so for responsibility, isn't it more or less the similar thing? It's just that we are not responsible for the right things in our life.
Yes,
What do you think, Maharaj?
Yes, you're actually right, Maharaj. See, as you said, what Swamiji has shared with us, we are always integrated. But towards what? Responsibility is not just a moral quality, it is basically the power. It is a power. When we are responsible, we are integrated to the very truth that we are the source. We are creating everything. We are the source of our reality. And when we don't take responsibility, we miss the true integrity to the truth, and instead choose to be integrated to delusion and end up blaming the whole world. Now, the more and more you start feeling you're responsible for something, then automatically you will start doing the things which need to be done. It will be separate effort from your side. Your actions will be an extension of your feeling. So that is what happens when we start taking the responsibility, moving from that responsible space. If you feel responsible for yourself, you will take care only for yourself. If you feel responsible for your family, you will take care only for your family. If you feel responsible for a community, that is when your actions will reflect that space of responsibility towards your community, your actions will follow. If you feel responsible for a country, you will ensure the prosperity of your country. If you feel responsible for the whole world, that is where your responsibility will lie. Feeling is responsibility. How you feel inside you. What do you feel responsible for? Do you not feel responsible even for your own actions, even for your own self? Or do you feel responsible at least for yourself? Or do you feel responsible for at least your family, your community, your country? Or do you feel responsible for the whole world, eventually for the whole universe? It is just this feeling. What do you feel responsible for? This space that you carry inside. Person who does not feel responsible even for his own actions is an animal. He lives like an animal, a very low consciousness. Person who feels responsible for his actions as a human being at least lives in a human level of existence, which is a middle level consciousness. Person who takes responsibility even for others' actions is divine. He lives in leadership consciousness, Ishwaratva. So it is just a matter of what is the scale of your responsibility, how much you have expanded in your feeling of responsibility, which in turn is connected, as Mangala Maharaj put, to the integrity, what we are carrying inside us. What do we feel integrated to? What is the truth we carry about us and about others? Which in turn gets reflected to the space of responsibility and the scale of responsibility and the leadership consciousness that we manifest in our own lives. Sometimes you may not be the reason for some happening, but it is affecting your life. You are responsible for that happenings. Just because you are not reason as per your logic, you can't say you are not responsible in the truth, in the true value. Responsibility not only awakens the leadership qualities in you, it awakens the leadership consciousness in you. Qualities are different, consciousness is different. For example, let me take an example. Let's say there is a war happening between two countries which is much far away from your own country. You can simply say that I am not the reason. I am not the reason for that war. Neither is even my country responsible or the reason for that war. But reason is not responsibility. You have to cognize that even if you are not the reason for that war, you are responsible for that war, and you are responsible for the outcomings and the suffering that that war is causing, which in turn will reflect and affect you. It is going to. So taking responsibility from that space and operating is the true leadership consciousness. It is not just a quality, it is consciousness. So, Mangala Maharaj, will you take the viewers further into explaining about the leadership consciousness further and into the day-to-day life as well?
Yes, Maharaj. When we feel responsible even for the avyakta, for unmanifested, we become God. Achieving divinity means feeling responsible, constantly feeling responsible. Responsibility changes the way we think, it changes the way we perceive, it changes the way we feel, it changes the very way we exist. As Brahmasika Maharaj touched upon, having leadership qualities is different, having leadership consciousness is completely different. In the corporate life, in the outer world, if we are taking responsibility for some position, some post, we may express leadership qualities. But when we take responsibility for everything happening in and around us, we express leadership consciousness. Either we react to a situation, we react to the surroundings of our life, or we respond to them. There are only two ways of relating with the world. It's either a reaction or a response. When we feel we are not responsible for a situation, we react. But if we feel responsible for something, we respond. When all our actions are responding, we become karma yogis, where no karma binds us. We are living and expressing only in the space of completion. Nothing else is required for us to be a leader. Nothing else in life is required other than having the leadership consciousness. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives a very beautiful example. When Vivekananda walked the length and breadth of India, he did not have anything other than the leadership consciousness in his life. Only with the leadership consciousness he had, he didn't have anything else. But wherever he went, kings washed his feet, gave their own thrones for him to sit, received his blessings and guidance, requested for his spiritual support. Leadership consciousness is independent intelligence, cannot be hidden from others. Once we have it, it's no point. You cannot, even if you want to hide it, you cannot hide it. The whole world will know we have it, and simply the world listens to you. We do not need any power or political strength or infrastructure for the world to know you are a leader. Even if you walk in the street, you will stand tall. You'll be a man among men, and the world will respect you. Sometimes people sit on the throne to get power, become power centers, but without having the state, the conscious state of a leader. These people die in depression, suffering and suffocation due to the power which they are trying to accumulate, trying to have, trying to possess, but not being in the leadership consciousness space. These people will never enjoy power. It is something only by having the leadership consciousness you'll be able to enjoy, you'll be able to embark upon. Unless we achieve the state, status becomes a liability, a burden on our shoulders. Status binds us and brings suffering to others. If we have not achieved the state, if we do not fit into the shoes given to us, status only brings more and more suffering. The state of responsibility, the state of the leader, Ishwaratva, leadership, consciousness, that is the first thing that has to be achieved to become a leader. When we try to compare, that is from where the root of the inauthenticity arises. Inauthenticity justification starts with comparison, and it continues to exist in us. We cannot afford any idea if that fellow doesn't do, if this person doesn't do something else. And this is my responsibility, my life. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the fellow does it or not, if he is responsible or not, because even for his irresponsibility, we are also responsible. When we do not take the responsibility, when we want somebody else to take the responsibility, we plan to exploit them to take our responsibility, and they taking the responsibility, they taking the power also. Even through that result, we feel we are exploited. Brahmasika Maharaj, maybe you could help us by drawing from the life of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, how he took responsibility for everyone in his life, how he lived this principle of responsibilism which made him into a true hero, which made him into a true leader, to whom we look up even today, to learn and understand and imbibe these leadership qualities.
Yes, Maharaj. See, one is understanding through powerful cognitions, through logic, through jnana, that is knowledge. But there's another aspect, which is through living examples, through role models, through trendsetters. So we are gifted, as Hindus, we are gifted with multiple great incarnations who have come down on planet Earth, descended on planet Earth to be simply as role models and teach us how to actually live these truths. Because otherwise, sometimes it may happen that, okay, we have all the knowledge, but we are simply not living it. We are always justifying, saying, oh, we are in the real world. We don't know how to really live these principles. Who knows what if they are true or not? But these incarnations, avatars, these Mahapurushas, they again and again descend on planet Earth just to give this one statement that this whole thing is real. You can live this highest truth. They'll give with their own examples. With their own examples, they live and they set the trend and be the role model and guide people. See, I am the example. I am living it. So you can also live it. You have the possibility because I am imbibing, I am living, I am manifesting. You can also do it. So similarly, we have seen one of the greatest incarnations, Bhagwan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, the incarnation of Bhagwan Sri Mahavishnu. He himself came down and became a similar role model for the entire humanity to take them to the next level and give them the assurance and the confidence that all the satyas which Sanatana Hindu Dharma presents, which it talks about, all these truths are in fact real and they are livable, and they are livable in their practical day-to-day life. For example, Bhagwan Sri Rama took responsibility for the lives of the people around him. When we see his whole life, we trace his whole life, we again and again and again see this one thing coming up again and again, that is the leadership consciousness, how he manifested it in his day-to-day life. He was not the cause or the reason for all the Rakshasas harassing the rishis, right? But when the problems came, Sri Rama rose to the occasion and took responsibility for the situation and simply entered into the battle with them and defeated them. He took the responsibility even for the problems that those rishis, those sages were facing. For example, Rishi Vishwamitra, he came to his father, King Dasharatha, asking for his help, asking for Sri Rama's help, in fact, that he knew only he will be able to defeat those demons who were attacking and intimidating these rishis, him and his ashram. He came and asked for Rama's help. He was still a little kid and Dasharatha was extremely worried and scared. How can he even ask for his help? He was still so young. But Sri Ramachandra Prabhu took the responsibility and just defeated those demons. He was not the cause nor the reason for his exile even. But when situation presented itself, he took responsibility for it. Rama was not the cause nor the reason behind Vali and Sugriva and the battle between them, the whole fight between these two brothers. He was not the reason, but he took responsibility for it. He entered, he actually initiated, he helped Sugriva defeat Vali. And after Sugriva was crowned the king, Sri Rama took the responsibility when he got deluded by luxury and pleasure and brought him out of it. So we see day to day everything. He is actually taking responsibility and involving with people's life. Taking responsibility for every little delusion, wherever they are slipping, he's taking responsibility and solving their problems, realigning them. He took responsibility for Angada, who was without father figure after the demise of Vali. He was Vali's son. He took responsibility even for him. Rama took the responsibility for Vibhishana and him and the ministers when they came from Lanka. So even the Rakshasa blood, Ravana's own brother, he even took responsibility for him and assimilated him, made him part of his own team. Bhagwan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu took the responsibility for the chastity of Sita and her image in the public eye. When Lakshmana was caught in the dilemma between Rishi Durvasa and Yama, Rama, Bhagwan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu took the responsibility for the situation and took everyone with him to Vaikuntha. So Sri Rama's life is completely about taking responsibility for the life and situation around him and which makes him the greatest leader the world has ever seen. Day to day, year to year, his whole life is filled with examples of how he has taken responsibility for everything. Even after he rescued Devi Sita and they came back to Ayodhya and he was coronated the king, again he took the responsibility as a king. What is the highest virtue which he has to uphold? That is dharma. For the sake of dharma, he even made the sacrifice of sending his wife Devi Sita back to the forest, the greatest sacrifice and the greatest pain he had to go through just to fulfill his responsibility as a dharmic king who is responsible to maintain and uphold dharma in the society and maintain the dharmic and enlightenment ecosystem, the Rama Rajya. He went through any length, any sacrifice to make it happen, just because he felt responsible for the entire praja, all the people in his kingdom, that they should not lose dharma. Based on their own understanding, he worked with them at their level of understanding and did whatever needed to be done so that dharma is upheld in the society. That means that this shows the level and the depth of leadership consciousness that Sri Rama was manifesting. He truly was a great incarnation who was living as a role model and showing the people how a leader has to act, how he has to behave. So, similarly, as Sri Rama, we have the present incarnation, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Similar parallels with his life, and I invite Mangala Maharaj to shed some light on similar parallels and how the Supreme Pontiff is setting the role model and is setting the trend, is the current role model now in establishing this and showing us giving us the confidence on how to live and manifest the leadership consciousness in our life right now.
Yes, Maharaj. Actually, if we see the whole brand of Hindu tradition and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism itself is nothing but power, the right power. When we miss the third principle of responsibilism, we may have peace, but we will not have power. Power happens only with responsibilism. Power happens with responsibility. Just like how salt adds taste to the food, add the responsibility, the principle of responsibilism to our cognition. Who we are, what we feel as us inside ourselves, how we project ourselves as outside, how we want the world to hold us, how we want to hold us, feel for the whole life. We have to be responsible for it. Responsibility for it keeps us awakened, keeps us alive. When we feel responsible, even our dreams lead us into waking state. Even our delusions lead us to the waking state. Our dreams, even it is better to dream a nightmare for 1 minute than to be dreaming vague dreams for 10 hours. At least the time will not be wasted. So even in life, better to have sufferings which will wake you up right now than to have the middle class lifestyle for years. Middle class life is mediocre life. Make or break, it's okay, because even if you break, you are going to make it. If we find a way to make it, we will make it. Till we make it, there is no coming back. When we have this cognition, with this involvement, responsibilism active, being always active, we will always make it and we will never break it. When we start taking responsibility, the leadership consciousness starts oozing out of us. The beauty, as Brahmashika Maharaj was sharing, the beauty of Sri Rama is that he not only takes responsibility for the big things in his life, like ruling the kingdom, establishing a model civilization, killing all the Rakshasas, but he was there for each and every person individually, whether it was to attend to Sigriva, to Jambavan, Nala, Neela, Hanuman, Angada. He was there individually for his whole family. Whether it was his own brother or the small squirrel who was doing whatever he can in building the Ram Setu, it did not matter. Rama made himself available for everyone in his breathing space. That is the beauty of Sri Rama. And that is why even after so many thousands of years, he is still remembered till this day. This is the same responsibilism with which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also is expressing and is exuding from his being. If you have attended even one program with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, be it a 2-day NSP or ASP program, the 2-day ASP program or the 4-day NSP program, the NDY or NKY program, or even the 21-day IA program, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, or even the large Kumbh Mela festivals and events, then you would have glimpsed the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism radiating the same power of responsibility in all its awesomeness. Every program, before the program begins, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism first attends and ensures that all the small problems of the individuals are attended to. These problems may be small. They look small. Even in looking back at it, it is like, very small things. A pipe may be broken, or maybe the laundry didn't come through. So many small things, but they create big incompletions in us. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism attends to all these first. Whether it is housekeeping or medical, whatever it may be, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism ensures that all the participants are attended to, taken care of, even though directly, indirectly, without being the cause of the problem or the situation, taking responsibility for everything happening in our breathing space, living the lifestyle of responsibilism. It may be the big things of initiating and running projects to end world hunger, to provide the needed resources for the countries in need. Or it may be a small thing of fixing a broken tap in a participant's room. It is the power of responsibilism, power of feeling, the leadership consciousness which we need to start living in our everyday lives, expressed through our day-to-day activities. Even as devotees and disciples, all of us have experienced in some level of involvement with which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism takes responsibility not just for us, but for everyone who is a part of our team, part of our life. Let us, with these powerful cognitions right now, let us rise in responsibilism for ourselves. Let us now look in our lives where we do not take full responsibility or take any responsibility in some matters for the various things happening within our breathing space. We have learned today that even partially giving up responsibility for any aspect of our lives makes us powerless in that aspect. For example, you've been trying to get a promotion for the last 2 years, but the head of the department or the head of the company doesn't like you, and so for some reason, no matter how valuable you may be to the company, you are not getting promoted. Or it could even be a simple thing of trying to introduce Swamiji to your friends and family, trying to have them to watch satsangs, get involved with the various Kailasa ecosystems, but they are not having the space for you. It can be anything you feel which you are not able to shift in a person. Just take a couple of minutes now and pen down areas in your life where you feel powerless about any external or internal happening. Just take a few minutes, sit and pen down, or maybe if you want, you can even type down. Pen down everything in your life where you feel powerless about any external or internal happening, about who are all the people involved in these. Now, with this power of feeling, let us decide to take responsibility for that happening. You may not be the initial cause for that happening, but it is affecting my life. So let me look at it sincerely now and take responsibility for the best outcome to happen. Whatever it is, if it is happening in your space, you are responsible for it. Whatever is happening in your breathing space, you are responsible for it. Whether you may be the source of it or not, whether you may be the cause for it or not. Feel sincerely how you can contribute to the people involved and decide to commit to that contribution wholeheartedly. Not because you want something for them in return or you're trying to gain some recognition, but because you feel that you are responsible for them as well. We had shared this in even yesterday's process. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives a very beautiful cognition. How he is continuously able to contribute no matter all the injustice which is going on against him. Because you should contribute just because you are going to contribute to them. And that you know, irrespective of what you are going to offer to the world, what you're going to offer to another person, that may or may not be reflected back, that may or may not be reciprocated back. But not doing just for the sake of reciprocation, doing it for the sake of doing it. From that cognition, start thinking how you can contribute to the people in your everyday life, how you can contribute to the people, take responsibility for the situations for which you are feeling powerless about. Take a few minutes and pen down How previously you let your ideas about the happenings stop you from sincerely contributing to their lives, and declare to shift your whole cognition from demanding to contributing. You will see how the relationships will flower, and what you initially felt powerless about naturally starts happening as a side effect. These same instructions, the same process is being projected on the screen as well. Sit and think, pen down how you can now start taking for which and all incidents you need to take responsibility in your life for. And by taking responsibility for those situations, how you can start changing your reality, how you can start manifesting the leadership consciousness. Take the next couple of minutes to sit and identify everything in your life for which you need to take responsibility for. Once you have identified all the things in your life which is making you feel powerless, for which you are feeling injustice is being done against you, and because of this, you are now deciding to take responsibility for all the situations, all the people, for the life happening around you. Let us now have the darshan of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, of Devi Parashakti Mariamman, live from Birdi Adi KAILASA Nithyananda Paramashiva Devasthana, having the darshan live, offering our gratitude, offering our respects to them, requesting them, offering our sincere, humble prayer to manifest this space of leadership consciousness in us. And then, doing the power manifestation process, through which we are going to manifest and make this powerful cognitions, make this space, make this declaration which we are taking now, our conscious resolution, our sankalpa, making this sankalpa into our reality. We are now going to be entering to the next segment of today, having now gone through the process, understood the powerful cognitions, understanding from the life how Sri Ramachandra Prabhu lived these powerful cognitions in his life, how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is continuing to radiate that same space of responsibilism, having now identified in our own lives where we are going wrong, what are the mistakes which we are doing, how we are not choosing to be responsible for our life. And now with the conscious decision of taking responsibility for the various situations in our life, for the various problems in our life, let us now, after having the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, of Devi Parashakti, enter into the power manifestation. We are first going to be having their darshan, offering of our gratitude and worship, followed by the power manifestation process, after which having the initiation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, going to be manifesting the various powers of consciousness over matter, of the powers of our will, which is going to help us to manifest the reality which we want in our life, for which we have taken the conscious solution. So now we're going to be joined very soon by the Nithyananda Paramashiva Devalayam from Adi KAILASA. Please stay tuned. We'll be back with you shortly. Thank you, Nithyananda.
अपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदा लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयोर्भूयोर्नमाम्यहम्। अथ धूपः ॐ धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वतितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि सस्मितमं पप्रितमं जुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवहूतममहृतमसि हविर्धानं त्रिगुंहस्वमाह्वामृतस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षेमाभिर्मा संविग्धा मा त्वाहि कृशम्। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण समेत श्रीरामचंद्र स्वामिने नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। अथ दीपः ॐ उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदोपग्धन्निरर्तिं मम अशोकश्च मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानो हि पुंसे जातवेदो गामश्वं पुरुषं जगते अभिभ्रदग्न आगहि श्रिया मा परिपातय। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण समेत श्रीरामचंद्र स्वामिने नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। दीपं संदर्शयामि। अथ नैवेद्यम् ॐ मधुवातारुतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्णः सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुदोषसि मधुमत्पार्थि कुम्भजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्यो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुम्बस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः। मधु मधु मधु। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण समेत श्रीरामचंद्र स्वामिने नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमो नमः। अमृतं महानैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि। नीराजनम् ॐ रामाय रामचन्द्राय रामभद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण समेत श्री रामचंद्र स्वामिने नमः। सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमो नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि। रक्षान् धारयामि।
नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
The greatest gift Rama gave it to the world is the principle of Hindu feminism, Sita. The ideal of Sita. One of the greatest gifts, I should say he has given multiple gifts. The principle, concept of Hanuman. Rama was the alchemy. He was the catalytic agent for a personality like Hanuman to manifest devotion. See, for a personality like Hanuman to happen, you need to be an absolute Purusha, an absolute Uttama. Absolute Purusha, Paramashiva, absolute Uttama, playing within the principles of the physics. Only then a personality like Hanuman can be manifested. Hanuman, who knows Rama is Paramashiva, and he knows he plays within the principles of physics. So Hanuman has to manifest all the powers through his devotion and make Paramashiva's mission happen.
Okay.
Now people ask me, why Rama can't build his own temple if he is so powerful? I tell them, he revived the whole dharma which we are living. So we should be grateful for him. Out of our gratitude, we should build the temple. Not that he wanted it. And if he has to do all that also means, then why you guys are alive? Don't follow all the great gifts given by him. There are tons of gifts. First of all, the stable family of Hindus is the gift from Rama. Do you know the benefits of stable family? Go to every US university and Europe university. Toppers are Indian kids because family is stable. Parents are growing up with both parents. The divorce rate in US, the regular divorce rate, 47% of marriages don't see 5 years. That's the regular, normal. Indians, only 12% of divorce throughout the life. NRI Indians. You understand? Stable family is the reason for Indian kids topping in their education. Every fellow who is topper in American and Europe universities, the Indian fellows, are indebted to build Rama temple. Having the benefit of the great dharma he revived, and you are not paying back to him. If you are an NRI, only then you will understand the utility value of a Hindu identity. The whole US, 66% of Americans can't live their day without one psychiatric pill. Do you know the Indians taking any psychiatric pill or any psychiatric disorders? Less than 6%. The whole country's tax, 10% is paid by 1% of the population. You know, richest ethnic community, not Jews, 3 years before we crashed. From 2013, Indians are the richest ethnic community in US. 10% of the country tax is paid by 1% of the population, less than 1% of the population. And only ethnic community which does not have gangsters. If there is an Indian settlement, that whole area is considered to be crime free. And people love to stay there. lowest sued business in US, lowest sued business is Patel's Hotels and Motels. No, Google. All this what I am talking is statistics, fact. They are so hospitable. Their hospitality is so highly integrated. Lowest sued business in whole US is, and lowest sued doctors are Telugu doctors. Because the care is inculcated in their system. Ethics is inculcated in their system. It is Venkateshwara made the mental setup he is carrying and making money. He has to pay. If any fellow excels in US universities, studies well, makes his life, he is responsible to build Rama's temple, who created the tradition of Egapatni Vradatva, stable family, which he is enjoying even now. The results of which he is enjoying even now. Nobody connected all these dots and told the world.
द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिवशक्तिमध्यमां नित्यानन्दपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्रे निटिलकृतकस्तूरीतिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधारस्फुरितकटिकौपीनवसनः दधानो दुस्तारं शिरसि फणिराजं शशिकलां प्रदीपः सर्वेषाम् अरुणगिरियोगी विजयते। ॐ सत्यै नमः। ॐ साध्व्यै नमः। ॐ भवप्रीतायै नमः। ॐ भवान्यै नमः। ॐ भवमोचन्यै नमः। ॐ आर्यायै नमः। ॐ दुर्गायै नमः। ॐ जयायै नमः। ॐ आद्यायै नमः। ॐ त्रिनेत्रायै नमः। ॐ शूलधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ पिनाकधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ चित्रायै नमः। ॐ चण्डघण्टायै नमः। ॐ महातपायै नमः। ॐ मनरूपायै नमः। ॐ बुद्ध्यै नमः। ॐ अहङ्कारायै नमः। ॐ चित्तरूपायै नमः। ॐ चितायै नमः। ॐ चित्यै नमः। ॐ सर्वमन्त्रमय्यै नमः। ॐ सत्तायै नमः। ॐ सत्यानन्दस्वरूपिण्यै नमः। ॐ अनन्तायै नमः। ॐ भाविन्यै नमः। ॐ भव्यायै नमः। ॐ भव्यायै नमः। ॐ अभव्यायै नमः। ॐ सदागत्यै नमः। ॐ शाम्भव्यै नमः। ॐ देवमात्रे नमः। ॐ चिन्तायै नमः। ॐ रत्नप्रियाय सदायै नमः। ॐ सर्वविद्यायै नमः। ॐ दक्षकन्यायै नमः। ॐ दक्षयज्ञविनाशिन्यै नमः। ॐ अपर्णायै नमः। ॐ अनेकवर्णायै नमः। ॐ पाटलायै नमः। ॐ पाटलावत्यै नमः। ॐ पट्टाम्बरपरिधानायै नमः। ॐ कलमञ्जीररञ्जिन्यै नमः। ॐ अमेयविक्रमायै नमः। ॐ क्रूरायै नमः। ॐ सुन्दरायै नमः। ॐ सुरसुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ वनदुर्गायै नमः। ॐ मातङ्ग्यै नमः। ॐ मतङ्गमुनिपूजितायै नमः। ॐ ब्राह्म्यै नमः। ॐ माहेश्वर्यै नमः। ॐ ऐन्द्र्यै नमः। ॐ कौमार्यै नमः। ॐ वैष्णव्यै नमः। ॐ चामुण्डायै नमः ॐ वाराह्यै नमः ॐ लक्ष्म्यै नमः ॐ पुरुषाकृत्यै नमः ॐ विमलायै नमः ॐ उत्कर्षिण्यै नमः ॐ ज्ञानायै नमः ॐ क्रियायै नमः ॐ नित्यायै नमः ॐ बुद्धिदायै नमः ॐ बहुलायै नमः ॐ बहुलप्रेमायै नमः ॐ सर्ववाहनवाहनायै नमः ॐ निशुम्भशुम्भहनन्यै नमः ॐ महिषासुरमर्दिन्यै नमः ॐ मधुकैटभहन्त्र्यै नमः ॐ चण्डमुण्डविनाशिन्यै नमः ॐ सर्वासुरविनाशिन्यै नमः ॐ सर्वदानवघातिन्यै नमः ॐ सर्वशास्त्रमय्यै नमः ॐ सत्यायै नमः ॐ सर्वास्त्रधारिण्यै नमः ॐ अनेकशस्त्रहस्तायै नमः ॐ अनेकास्त्रधारिण्यै नमः ॐ कुमार्यै नमः ॐ एककन्यायै नमः ॐ कैशोर्यै नमः ॐ युवत्यै नमः ॐ यत्यै नमः ॐ अप्रौढायै नमः ॐ प्रौढायै नमः ॐ वृद्धमात्रे नमः ॐ बलप्रदायै नमः ॐ महोदर्यै नमः ॐ मुक्तकेश्यै नमः ॐ घोररूपायै नमः ॐ महाबलायै नमः ॐ अग्निज्वालायै नमः ॐ रौद्रमुख्यै नमः ॐ कालरात्र्यै नमः ॐ तपस्विन्यै नमः ॐ नारायण्यै नमः ॐ भद्रकाल्यै नमः ॐ विष्णुमायायै नमः ॐ जलोदर्यै नमः ॐ शिवदूत्यै नमः ॐ कराळ्यै नमः ॐ अनन्तायै नमः ॐ परमेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ कात्यायन्यै नमः ॐ सावित्र्यै नमः ॐ प्रत्यक्षायै नमः ॐ ब्रह्मवादिन्यै नमः श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति श्री इन्द्राक्षिदेव्यै नमो नमः। नेत्राणां दशभिष्यतैः परिवृताम् अत्युग्रचर्माम्बरां हेमाभां महतीं विलम्बितशिखां मामुक्तकेशान्वितां घण्टामण्डितपादपद्मयुगळां नागेन्द्रकुम्भस्तनीम् इन्द्राक्षीं परिचिन्तयामि सततं प्रत्यक्षसिद्धिप्रदाम्। ॐ धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं वयं पूर्वामत्वं देवानामशिषस्मितमं वक्रितमं दुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवहूतममहृतमसि हविर्दानं त्रिगुंहस्वमाह्वा मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्षे माभेर्मादं विद्धा मा त्वाहि गुंसिषुम्। ॐ ह्रीं श्रीं इन्द्राक्षीं श्रीं पें स्वाहा श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति श्री इन्द्राक्षिदेव्यै नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। ॐ उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदोपघ्नन्निरर्तिं मम जीवनं दग्न आगहि श्रिया मा परिपातय। ॐ ह्रीं श्रीं इन्द्राक्षीं श्रीं पें स्वाहा श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति श्री इन्द्राक्षिदेव्यै नमः। दीपं सन्दर्शयामि। अथ नैवेद्यम् ॐ मधुवातारुतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्णः सन्तोषधीः मधुनक्तमुतोषसि मधुमत्पार्थिवगुं रजः मधुद्यौरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुमागुम् अस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः मधु 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 ॐ ह्रीं श्रीं इन्द्राक्षीं श्रीं पें स्वाहा श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति श्री इन्द्राक्षिदेव्यै नमः नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते शरणागतदीनार्थपरित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्त्यहरे देवि नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ ह्रीं श्रीं इन्द्राक्षीं श्रीं पें स्वाहा श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति श्री इन्द्राक्षिदेव्यै नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तम्भस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलं मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलं दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् योगपट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलं कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलं कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्रे नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलम् मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलं परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम् त्वं स्मृतमहं धन्य मम प्राणमहेश्वर गङ्गाधरनामेति स्तोत्रस्थानं ददाम्यहम् हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवच्छ्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवपादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम् ॐ आपदा अपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदा लोकार्ता
नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानन्द Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
We have all received the grace and blessings. Now it is time to begin the power manifestation in the highest space of oneness. Today we are going to be doing the interesting power manifestation and the exciting power manifestation, which is the power of will. This power is under the power of will. All the powers that we are manifesting now are under the power of will. So this power manifestation is a very special one, where we are going to be able to change the color of our eyes. So yes, you're hearing it right. We are going to be changing the color of our eyes. So for so many people, it's blue. So many people, it's black, brown, and some people green, and so many different colors of eye colors are there. So now you're going to be manifesting this power and changing the color of your eyes. I'm not telling that you are going to be changing the color of your eyes forever. This power can be manifested forever also, but this can be manifested just for a short period of time as well, as much as you like. Maybe if someone is telling like, oh, I am already happy with the color of my eyes, why do I need to change it? No, this power is not manifesting for you to see that, yes, I am able to change the color of my eye, but that is not the ultimate here. This is to manifest the realities in your life. This is to manifest a higher state of living your life itself, the Paramashivatva, living in the space of Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. That is what these power manifestations are aimed at. So let us get ready for the power manifestation. So in this power manifestation, we are going to be doing just one round of the power manifestation. We are going to be manifesting this power for ourselves, not for anyone else. This manifestation today, we are going to be doing on our own body. So we are going to be changing the color of our own eyes. So first thing that we will have to do is you can take your phones or a camera or anything that you would like to take a photo with. You can take a photo of your own face, of your own eyes. You can maybe keep the camera as close as possible to your eyes, or make sure that your eyes is very clear in the photo. Your eye should be seen very clearly. So we are going to be manifesting this power today. So I'm sure no one would have thought that all these kind of things are possible to manifest with the power of will. So the power of will itself is something amazing. If you see the whole life of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, he has always manifested the power of will. Every single action, every single decision he made in his life, everything is just the power manifestation. Everything is just literally the power of will. If you see, whether crossing the ocean to get Sita Mata back, or getting from like no army to an entire army, like a proper army he got later, like he just manifested all of that in his life just with the power of will. He did not have anything else, just one decision. Yes, I'm going to make it happen. And just in the space of oneness, we are also going to make it happen during this Brahmotsavam of Rama Navami. So let us now get ready for the power manifestation. Please take the photos of your eyes. You can take the photo of both the eyes separately, or it would be best if you can take it like this, just the eyes alone. You can take the photos of your eyes alone or your whole face. That is up to you. Preferably the whole face would be best. So we have 2 minutes. I give you 2 minutes to quickly take the photos of your eyes. And we will be beginning the power manifestation after this.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Yes, now we are going to be beginning the power manifestation. So let us sit straight in the space of oneness. You can sit on the ground or on top of a chair or any other way that you are comfortable. Preferably, if you sit in Padmasana, that would be the best. And also, if you have the Jnananjana, whether the Aushadha or the alchemy product, you can apply that on your third eye for the power manifestation. If you do not have that, even then you'll be able to manifest the power. So you do not have to think that you need to have Jnananjana to manifest this power. There is no need for the Jnananjana to manifest this power. You will be able to manifest it even without anything, just because we have already had the darshan of Devi Parashakti, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, and the Supreme Pontiff. In this space of oneness, we will be manifesting this power now. So sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Sit in Padmasana if you can. If you cannot sit in any other comfortable position, but make sure that you're sitting straight. Close your eyes. Visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in your third eye. Just intensely go on visualizing Swamiji in your third eye. Any form that you connect to the most, visualize that form of Swamiji. Wherever you feel that oneness with Swamiji, you can visualize that form inside your third eye. Now, intensely chant the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya is being played now for all of you. So you can just chant along with the Mahavakya. Continuously, intensely chant the Mahavakya now. Now, just decide that you are going to change the color of your eyes to any color that you want to change it to. Now you're going to be manifesting this power. And also see that you are manifesting your realities, whatever you have written down during the process today, whatever you have written down, just have a look at that and just close your eyes and visualize them also getting fulfilled as the power is manifesting. we are going to be manifesting the power for the next 3 minutes. So just request Swamiji, please change the color of my eyes to this, whatever color you want to, green, orange, blue, any color. Even if it is a humanly impossible color, you can visualize those colors also. You will be able to change it to that. So close your eyes and intensely visualize this happening. Visualize that your reality is manifesting. Just visualize Swamiji and visualize the color of the eye that you want to manifest. And through this, you will see that your realities are also manifesting. So just intensely manifest the powers for the next 2 more minutes. You have 2 more minutes for the power manifestation. So let us intensely manifest. If you want to take photos of yourselves while you're manifesting the power, you can take photos of yourselves. So intensely manifest the power. Continuously also chant the Mahavakya, whether externally or internally, that is up to you. You can chant the Mahavakya any way that you want to. Make sure that you're chanting the Mahavakya continuously. Yes. Now, in a few moments, we are going to be moving on to the next step. So sit straight and continue to manifest the power. In a few seconds, we are going to be moving on to the next step of the power manifestation. Yes, now let us move on to the next step of the power manifestation, where we are going to be taking another photo of our eyes and checking with the initial photo that we took before we manifesting the power, so that we see how much the power we have manifested. So now you can relax and take the photo of your own eyes now for the second time to check and verify what you have manifested. So now you can open your eyes and take the photos of your eyes. Make sure that you're taking the photos in the same way, like in the same lighting, same background. Everything should be the same as you took the photo initially. Make sure that you're taking the photo exactly in the same way now also, so that we are not having any anomalies or any errors while we are taking the photos, and we know the exact manifestation that has happened. So quickly take the photos. We have 1 more minute to take the photos. And also we are now going to be posting our experiences on the social media after we taking the photos. So quickly take your photos and also share your experiences on the social media. You can go to the Facebook and you can add a post over that. You can go to the social media platform Facebook, or you can go to any other social media, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you are active on, but make sure that you're doing on the Facebook as well. And in Facebook, you can tag the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SPH Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook page. You can tag this page when you are posting your experiences. You can tag this page also, and also use the hashtags Rama Navami. You can use the hashtag Pache Patnivratam, which is a PPV. You can use the hashtag KAILASA. You can use the hashtag Nithyananda, and also the hashtag Power Manifestation. You can use these 5 hashtags to post your experiences. Make sure that you're using these hashtags as well. And make sure that you're sharing your photos that you took of you doing the power manifestation, and also the two photos, the initial and the final photo that you have taken. Make sure that you're posting both of these as well, so that whoever is seeing the post can also see the difference that you have manifested during the power manifestation, and what was the conscious will that you had declared and that you are going to manifest. You can share that also if you want to. Make sure that you're sharing your all experiences. Make sure that you're sharing the powerful cognitions that you manifested in today's power manifestation session. So make sure that you're sharing all of these. So now we're going to be moving on to the next segment of today's today's session, which is the Nithyananda Satsang. So with this, we come to the end of today's power manifestation session. Let us sit straight with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Get ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for the Nithyananda Satsang. Sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Get into the meditative space, ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. With this, let us move on to the next segment, the Nithyananda Satsang. Thank you. Nithyanandam.
नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ। आज हम जीवन का तीसरा तत्व उत्तरदायित्व लेना कैसे आपके मन चाहे वास्तविकता का निर्माण कर सकता है, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे। Today we will expand on the third principle, responsibility, and the unique relationship responsibility carries, the unique equation it carries to construct the reality of your choice. Let me define responsibility once more. Please listen. I am defining responsibility. Living and responding means thinking, feeling, acting, cognizing to life from the truth that you are the source of everything. Therefore, you are responsible for all happenings inside you and around you. ध्यान से सुनिए, प्लीज लिसन। उत्तरदायित्व की परिभाषा पुनः। उत्तरदायित्व का अर्थ है जीवन को इस सत्य के साथ जीना और प्रतिक्रिया व्यक्त करना कि आपके अंदर और बाहर होने वाले सभी परिस्थितियों का मूल कारण एवं उत्तरदायी आप स्वयं है। उत्तरदायित्व का अर्थ है जीवन को इस सत्य के साथ जीना और प्रतिक्रिया व्यक्त करना कि आपके अंदर और बाहर होने वाले सभी परिस्थितियों का मूल कारण एवं उत्तरदायी आप स्वयं है। थिंकिंग, फीलिंग, एक्टिंग, responding, cognizing from the truth, you are the source of everything. Listen, I am neither talking to you some corporate values and principles, nor talking to you what some rishis have uttered in some Upanishads. I am talking to you directly, which I experienced, which you have to experience. I am talking from the context of being responsible for making you responsible. Please be very clear. The person who talks as only one reason of making you responsible, I am responsible to make you experience responsibility as I experienced. Person with eye is responsible to give vision to a blind person. Person with wealth is responsible to guide poor man to wealth. Person with power is responsible to make powerless people to become powerful. Person with energy is responsible to make energyless people with energy. Person with knowledge is responsible to make ignorant people knowledgeable. If you have knowledge, the moment you have knowledge, you become responsible to make ignorant knowledgeable. If you are powerful, you become responsible to make powerless powerful. If you are wealthy, you become responsible to make poor wealthy. Listen, I am not saying distribute your wealth. If we are having 10 poor people and you distribute all your wealth to the 10 poor people, we will have 11 poor people, that's all. With you, we will have 11 poor people. One more poor person. No. I am not asking you to distribute your wealth, but take responsibility of educating them and making them rich. Anything you own, you become responsible to share it. Make it grow. Vedic tradition beautifully says, Annam bahu guruvita. Let us create and share. This is the vision statement I have given for all the Annalayas getting started all over the world. All the satsangis should know I have initiated a project of sharing food all over the world, because sharing food is Vedic culture. We are agriculture society. Vedic tradition is grain-based society, grain-based civilization. So sharing was our lifestyle. That is why no ritual, no festival, no celebration is complete in Indian tradition without sharing food. Annam bahu guruvita. When you own, you become responsible to make everyone own. Because I own responsibility, I own the responsibility of making everyone own the responsibility. मैं कोई कारपोरेट सिद्धांत को के बारे में नहीं बात करा है ना हो, ना कि कोई ऋषि मुनि के कहे हुए वाक्य को पुनः के रहा हूं. मैं अपनी स्वयं की अनुभव के साथ इस सत्य के बारे में आपको बता रहा हूं. There are only two types of human beings on the planet Earth. who feel responsible for everything, who don't feel responsible for anything. There are only two types of human beings. Listen. People who feel responsible become leaders. People who don't feel responsible continue to be slaves. There are some people don't feel responsible even for their own actions because they forgot their action is going to bring this result. Many times, even when they plan for business, they only plan if it fails, whom they will hold responsible. They don't plan to make it successful. Holding somebody responsible is not going to solve your problem. Plan for success. Don't do, when you plan itself, if you get an idea, if this fails, what to do? Immediately you think, I'll hold him responsible. But you holding him responsible is not going to bring you success. While that thought comes, I'll hold him responsible, cut it. Holding anybody responsible is not going to solve the issue. See to it he is educated to make things successful. Listen. How many of you cognize? Listen. How many of you cognize what I am saying, that when you plan many times in your mind, if you think you can hold somebody responsible, you think you have planned perfectly. Raise your hand. You are wrong. Holding somebody responsible is not going to make the work happen. Listen. Work not done plus valid reason is not equivalent to work done. Work not done plus valid reason is not equivalent to work done. Work done is only equivalent to work done. Anything else is not equivalent to work done. There are some people who work, the only thing they know how to manipulate the boss. That's all. How to answer the boss. How to manipulate the boss. How to stop the boss pushing him. That's all. With that only one thing, they spend their whole life and retire also. Of course, the day they join the work and the day they learn this art of not allowing anybody to make them feel responsible, they are retired. Retirement does not happen. It is not decided based on the day you stop going to the office. It is based on the day you stop taking responsibility. शक्तिशाली व्यक्ति जिम्मेदार है, शक्तिहीन लोगों को शक्तिशाली बनाने के लिए धनवान व्यक्ति जिम्मेदार है निर्धन को धनवान स्थिति में लाने के लिए. वैसे ही ज्ञानी का उत्तरदायित्व है अज्ञान लोगों को ज्ञान का मार्ग दिखाना. आप जो भी चीज के मालिक हैं, उस चीज को सबके साथ बांटना आपका उत्तरदायित्व है. You become responsible to make everyone responsible. Listen, there are some category who don't take responsibility even for the actions they do or they are supposed to do, even for their own existence, because the actions they did not visualize the results are going to come this way. They don't take responsibility even for their own actions. Second, there are few people who take responsibility for their action. People who don't take responsibility even for their own action remain as slave forever. People who take responsibility for their action live as human beings, a middle class life, one house, one car, one wife, 2 kids, maybe one affair somewhere. A middle class life, what I call neo-middle class, happening in India. Life lived as mediocre, middle level, is not going to be fulfilling. There is another one class. People who take responsibility even for others' actions. When you take responsibility even for others' actions, others' irresponsibility, you become leader. Even if you are not reason for certain happening, if it is affecting you, only if you take the responsibility you will solve it. I'll tell you from my own experience. All the attack, persecution done on me is done by the group of atheists. I am not responsible for the atheism spreading. 30 years before my birth, it has started spreading in Tamil Nadu. I am not directly reason, but I am going to take the responsibility to eradicate it, because it is affecting my life. Listen, I am not reason for atheism spreading, but because it is affecting my life and my mission, now I am responsible to eradicate it. Only when I take responsibility even for others' action, I'll be able to solve the problem from the root, at the root level. Whatever may be disturbing you and your life's mission, ध्यान से सुनिए, whatever may be disturbing you and your life's mission, even if you are not reason, you are responsible. Listen, being a reason is different, being responsible is different. Many times, even if you are not directly reason, only when you take the responsibility, it is solved. Leaders are created with a DNA of responsibility. Responsibility is the software for leaders' inner space. कार्य का संपन्न ना होना और उसके लिए वैध कारण होना कार्य के संपन्न होने के बराबर नहीं है। लिए स्वयं को जिम्मेदार मानते हैं और दूसरों व लोग जो स्वयं को किसी चीज के लिए भी जिम्मेदारी नहीं मानते हैं, जब आप अपने जीवन के परिस्थितियों के लिए उत्तरदायित्व नहीं लेते हैं, तब आप एक गुलाम बनकर जीते हैं। जब आप स्वयं के परिस्थितियों के लिए उत्तरदायित्व लेते हैं, तब आप एक साधारण मानव की तरह जीते हैं। और जब आप स्वयं के साथ अन्य लोगों की परिस्थितियों बुनते हैं और ईश्वरत्व की स्थिति का अनुभव कर सकते हैं। ध्यान से सुनिए, अन्य लोगों की परिस्थितियों का भी उत्तरदायित्व लेते हैं, तब आप नेता बनते हैं और ईश्वरत्व की स्थिति का अनुभव कर सकते हैं। Again, I wanted to remind you, If an egg is broken from outside, a life is destroyed. It's the end of the life. Life is killed. If an egg is broken from inside, life is happening. A life starts. If the egg is broken from outside, life ends. If the egg is broken from inside, life starts. If your cognition is broken from outside, you shrink, demolish yourself, destroy, fall into depression. It happens if you are irresponsible. If you stand with responsibility, egg breaks from inside, life starts. एक नेता का सृजन केवल जिम्मेदारी के साथ ही होता है. Not only take responsibility for your actions, take responsibility for everything which affects your life, even if it is others' actions. Only when you feel, when you decide you are responsible, you will even look into the direction of solving the problem. Only then you will solve the problem. Till then, you will be just blaming, he is responsible, he is responsible, he is responsible, he is responsible. All right. Blaming each one is responsible is not going to get you successful. Maybe you can manage your boss, saying, he is responsible, he is responsible, he is responsible. Why we don't take responsibility? First step in our life, if you are receiving 10,000 rupees salary from your office, you think, for the 10,000 I am taking already enough responsibility. Why should I take more responsibility when they are paying only 10,000 to me? Don't be foolish. Taking responsibility is first going to help you to live an expanded life. It is not the favor you are doing for your boss. Listen, first thing you need to understand, the 10,000 which is paid is not equivalent to you and your service. Second, you need to understand, by you not taking the responsibility, you are not destroying your boss's possibility, you are destroying your possibility. It is like you destroy your possibility and you think your boss will be suffering. You drink poison, you expect your boss to die. When you don't take responsibility, you destroy your possibility. First, decide you are going to be in your peak possibility by constantly taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is the right mental setup. It is not that you are doing some favor to somebody by taking responsibility. When you build the pattern, why should I take the responsibility? Your death starts. When you stop taking responsibility, even if you are alive, you are not living. You are waiting to be buried. पुनः सुनिए, अगर अंधा बाहर से टूटता है, वह मृत्यु प्राप्त कर लेता है, और जब वह अंडा अंदर से टूटता है तब वह जीवन को प्राप्त कर लेता है. केवल जब मुर्गी उत्तरदायित्व लेता है तब वह अंडा जीवन का रूप लेता है. केवल उत्तरदायित्व लेने से ही आपके मन चाहे वास्तविकता को जीवन के रूप में अनुभव कर सकते हैं। जो कुछ भी आपके जीवन और जीवन के उद्देश्य की सफलता में बाधा डालता है, भले ही आप उसके लिए कारण रूप नहीं है, फिर भी आप स्वयं उसके लिए जिम्मेदार है। Unless you feel you are responsible, you will never look into solving any issue. Cognitive shift. Unless the cognitive shift happens in you, I am responsible for everything, nothing is possible. Listen, let the cognitive shift happen in you. Let you understand, I am responsible for everything. Person who does not feel he is responsible for anything lives as slave. Person who feels responsible for money becomes Vaishya. Person who feels responsible for weapon becomes Kshatriya. Person who feels responsible for knowledge becomes Brahmana. Person who feels responsible for the whole world becomes sannyasi. Sannyasi is not a person who does not feel responsible. He is not outfit of the society. He is the overfit of the society. आपको कोई भी समस्या का समाधान तभी प्राप्त हो सकती है जब आप इस मनोभावना के साथ जिए कि आपके जीवन में हो रहे हर संघर्ष के लिए आप स्वयं उत्तरदायी है। When you feel you are responsible, I tell you, even your body will be ready to be healed, not just mind. When you feel responsible, your mind will be already healed, body will be ready to be healed. Even the society will change its attitude towards you. The people with whom you live, they will change their attitude towards you. Listen. Whole world is a hologramic structure. Universe is a hologramic structure. What is there in the macrocosm is there in the microcosm. If you have seen hologram, what is the largest picture? For example, if there is a 10 meter by 10 meter hologram, if there is a picture, photograph, even if you cut that into 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter, that same picture will be there inside that. That is what I call hologram. That is hologram. The universe functions with the principle of hologram. Means whatever is in the macrocosm, the whole universe, is there just inside your body, microcosm. If you dissect, go into a small atom, the Brahmanda will be there in that Pindanda. Whatever is there in the Pindanda is there in the Brahmanda. Cosmos functions with the principle of hologram. Responsibility is the DNA which awakens the cosmic hologram in you. Macrocosmic hologram in microcosmic body. If you want to experience the macrocosmic hologram in the microcosm, awaken responsibility. When you feel responsible, your whole life changes. पूरा ब्रह्मांड एक होलोग्राम छाया है। आप उस छाया की कोई भी भाग को निकाल कर देखें तो आप देखेंगे कि वह भाग उस पूर्ण छाये की प्रतिबिंब है। Macrocosm and microcosm is just mirroring each other's possibility. इसी तरह आप भी पूरे ब्रह्मांड की एक अनोखा छाया है। केवल जिम्मेदारी से ही आपको यह अनुभव होगा। When you feel the responsibility for existence, you become existence, and existence feels responsible for you. केवल जिम्मेदारी लेने से ही आपको यह अनुभव होगा कि आप पूरे ब्रह्मांड का एक प्रतिबिंब है। तभी, लिसन, ध्यान से सुनिए, तभी आपको यह अनुभव होगा कि आप पूरे ब्रह्मांड के लिए उत्तरदायी है और पूरा ब्रह्मांड आपके लिए उत्तरदायी है। पहले याद कीजिए कि आप अपनी क्षमता की चरम सीमा पर रहेंगे। जिम्मेदारी लेने से आप स्वयं पर सबसे बड़ा एहसान करते हैं। जब आप जिम्मेदारी ना लेने की मनोवृत्ति को तोड़ देते हैं, आपका जीवन आरंभ होता है। जब आप यह मनोवृत्ति को बनाते हैं, आपकी मृत्यु आरंभ होती है। जब तक आप स्वयं को जिम्मेदार होने का अनुभव नहीं करेंगे, आप कभी भी कोई भी मसले को सुलझाने के लिए प्रयत्न नहीं करेंगे। मसले को सुलझाने के लिए प्रयत्न नहीं करेंगे। केवल जिम्मेदारी लेने से ही आपको यह अनुभव होगा कि आप पूरे ब्रह्मांड का एक प्रतिबिंब है। तभी आपको यह अनुभव होगा कि आप पूरे ब्रह्मांड के लिए उत्तरदायी है और पूरा ब्रह्मांड आपके लिए उत्तरदायी है। If you feel you are poor, take responsibility to it. If you feel you are sick, take responsibility to it. If you feel you are not having right relationship in the life, take responsibility for it. If you feel you are not in the right space, take responsibility for it. If you feel you are not in the right place, take responsibility for it. Take responsibility for everything continuously. केवल जिम्मेदारी लेने से ही आपको यह अनुभव होगा कि आप पूरे ब्रह्मांड का एक प्रतिबिंब है। तभी आपको यह अनुभव होगा कि आप पूरे ब्रह्मांड के लिए उत्तरदायी है और पूरा ब्रह्मांड आपके लिए उत्तरदायी है। I have seen some people shivering in front of responsibility. Responsibility is not death which has come to take away your life, is Yama to come to make you enlightened. Be authentic like Nachiketa. Death will be Yama to make you enlightened. Constantly feeling, go on feeling responsible, 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 responsible. Go on feeling responsible, responsible, responsible for everything. When you feel responsible, your inner space will find solution for it. Find solution for it. When you feel responsible, your inner space will find responsible for it. अगर आपको लगता है कि आप सही जगह या स्थिति में नहीं है, तो उस जगह को परिवर्तित करने के लिए आप उत्तरदायित्व लीजिए, तब आप यह देखेंगे कि आपके सामने कोई भी संघर्ष या समस्या ज्यादा समय तक जीवित रह नहीं पाएगा। रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी makes your ordinary desire to the ultimate space of desirelessness as reality in your life. Your ordinary desire to have a good meal tomorrow, to your desire to be in desireless space of enlightenment forever, everything becomes reality, is realized when you take responsibility. Responsibility is not cognitive shift. Daya, sit up. It is just new cognition itself. With responsibility, the new life, new possibility happens to you. New being happens to you. With everything, you become new person. So naturally, everything responds to you as new person. Responsibility is a universal value. As an individual, for you to flourish in your life, or as a family, to be a stable family, or as a team, to deliver what you have to deliver, or as a community, to be supporting each other in every level. Responsibility. I tell you, when you serve teaching responsibility, you become leader. I have seen many people serve their whole life but never become leader. लगातार स्वयं को जिम्मेदार 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 महसूस कीजिए। जब आप स्वयं को जिम्मेदार अनुभव करते हैं, आपका अंतर आकाश समाधान खोज लेता है। आपका अंतर आकाश इसके लिए जिम्मेदार हो जाता है। I started feeling responsible at the age of 11. There was a religious riot in Thiruvannamalai much before my birth. One day, one cricket match was happening. Of course, when I was 11-year-old boy, those days radio was very popular. So in one match, I was never interested in the cricket from the beginning. In one cricket match, India lost, Pakistan won. One of my classmates, Muslim boy, he was jumping and enjoying, celebrating it. So my maths teacher told that boy, hey, India is your country. You should not celebrate the loss of India. But that boy was telling, no, my people taught me Pakistan is our country. So he was celebrating. I was seeing this conversation. I could not understand. As an 11-year-old boy, I do not know what is Pakistan, what is India, first of all. And what is cricket also, I do not know. But this maths teacher is kind of a close friend to me. I asked him, what is happening? Why are you telling that boy what you are telling? He was my friend. We used to play together. In those days, the Indian villages never had this problem of different religion and all that. It was like a one family, one society. So I was asking the teacher why you are telling what you are telling. Then the teacher explained to me that this is India, that is Pakistan, and our country lost in the cricket, and he should not be celebrating for it, but he is celebrating because enemy country won. I was only bothered about only one thing. I asked him immediately, if our country lost means, will they take away our temple? That's all is the first thing I asked. He said, no, no, no. It is only cricket match. We will not lose Arunachaleshwara temple because that was my life. I did not bother about what is India, what is Pakistan, what is cricket. I only know one thing in my life, very important, is that Arunachaleshwara temple, where whole day I play and where I live. Will they take away our temple? That's all I asked. No, don't worry, the temple will not be taken away. The temple will be continued to be with us. Then I was not interested in anything. I left it. Then I said, all right, then I don't care, you go. And I went away. After a few days, in some other situation, he was explaining that to few of us who go to his house for tuition and all that. So he was explaining. That time he said, there was a riot in our place long before. Two religious people attacked each other and killed each other. It was a Ganesh Chaturthi festival. Then, first time, I was budding in responsibility. I asked him, what can we do that this should never happen again? He said, we should organize programs, festivals, functions, and we should invite them and we should go to their function. I said, yes, I'll do. And first time in my life, I organized one Ganesh Chaturthi and called some of my Muslim friends and celebrated. And then I went to the local mosque. After they finish their chanting, they will come and blow through the mouth and bless the visitors. In villages still it is there. Once they finish their Quran chanting, they will come out and blow the air by chanting Quran. So I went to attend that ritual. I tell you, after I decided to take the responsibility, even idea about me changed for myself. What I was feeling about me to me itself has changed. I was a different person. I tell you, this incident, I'll say, as more important for my happening than my spending time with Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Listen the statement I am making. I'll say this incident is more responsible for my happening. Because Arunagiri Yogeshwara, anyhow it would have happened. To realize who I am is not a big thing. But to take the responsibility for who I am is the real thing. Realizing who I am is not the real thing. Taking responsibility for who I am is the real thing. उत्तरदायित्व आपकी साधारण वास्तविकता जैसी कोई मन चाह खाने को प्राप्त करना उस स्थिति से लेकर आपकी सर्वश्रेष्ठ वास्तविकता जो हर इच्छा से परे रहने का स्थिति है, उस स्थिति में आपको परिवर्तित करता है. My experience with Arunagiri Yogeshwara was only the realization of who I am. But this incident is taking responsibility for who I am. That was the first function I organized. I went round and collected money from all my pre-monastic family, friends, even in the street, went and called the local VIPs as a guest, the temple EO, officers, an organized pandal, garlands, decoration items. I myself decorated with a few disciples, and all the music instruments, aarti vessels. I think almost all department I started that day. Publication department, spreading department, temple, sacred arts, almost all departments I started at the age of 11. What we are doing as Sangha now, I started doing at the age of 11. I tell you, from that time, I was just continuously expanding. Life was just expanding. Nothing but expanding. केवल उत्तरदायित्व ही आपको आपके उच्चतम क्षमता में स्थापित करता है. केवल उत्तरदायित्व ही आपके जीवन को लगातार विस्तारित करता है. If you are a housewife, take responsibility of that. If you are working, take responsibility for that. If you are a father, take responsibility for that. If you are a student, take responsibility for that. If you are a son, take responsibility for that. Whatever dimensions you have in your life, take responsibility for everything. जब आप जिम्मेदारी लेने का फैसला करते हैं, स्वयं के बारे में आपकी धारणा बदल जाती है. केवल उत्तरदायित्व ही आपको आपके उच्चतम क्षमता में स्थापित करता है. केवल उत्तरदायित्व ही आपके जीवन को लगातार विस्तारित करता है. इसीलिए आपके अंदर एवं बाहर होने वाले हर चीज के लिए उत्तरदायित्व लीजिए. अगर आप एक पिता है तब उसके लिए उत्तरदायित्व लीजिए. अगर आप एक पत्नी है तब उसके लिए उत्तरदायित्व लीजिए. हर चीज के लिए लगातार उत्तरदायित्व लीजिए. जब आप जिम्मेदारी लेने का निर्णय करते हैं, स्वयं के बारे में आपकी धारणा परिवर्तित हो जाती है. आपकी धारणा परिवर्तित हो जाती है. Unless you experience the ultimate, you experience the reality. Your life is not going to end. You are not going to feel the fulfillment. You are not going to experience completion. Ultimate will happen only when you take responsibility. Only when you become responsible. Only when you become responsible, the ultimate happens. Let you know very clearly. Unless you take responsibility, nothing in your life will be solved. When you take responsibility, everything in your life will start happening as you want. you will create the reality of your choice. केवल जब उत्तरदायित्व के साथ आप अपनी उच्चतम स्थिति में रहकर जीते हैं, तभी आप अपने का असली वास्तविकता से आपकी परिचय होते हैं। अपने जीवन का असली वास्तविकता से आपकी परिचय होते हैं। ध्यान से सुनिए। केवल जब उत्तरदायित्व के साथ आप अपनी उच्चतम स्थिति में रहकर जीते हैं, तभी आप अपने जीवन का असली वास्तविकता से आपकी परिचय होती है। इट इज responsibility which makes you experience you are a being. Only responsibility makes you experience your possibility. Responsibility makes you experience everything you want in your life. Responsibility makes you experience the choice of your reality. आज की सत्संग का सारांश है, the essence of today's satsang. Responsibility only can make you experience your choice of reality. Responsibility makes you experience the highest possibility. Responsibility makes you experience highest reality. केवल उत्तरदायित्व से ही आप अपने उच्चतम क्षमता में जी सकते हैं और अपनी इच्छा अनुसार वास्तविकता का सृजन एवं अनुभव कर सकते हैं। इसलिए लगातार अपने अंदर एवं बाहर होने वाले हर चीज के लिए उत्तरदायित्व लीजिए।
जीवन मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्।
Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. but for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life.